Rebekah, you just finished your panel session here at Gastech, and the topic was around, with the growth of data centers because of AI, the linkage between the energy industry to power those data centers. What was your key takeaway?
It was a super fascinating opportunity to be on stage with ADNOC Gas and ONGC. And it's very clear that where we've gotten from an energy transition perspective, we wouldn't have gotten here without the gas industry. And what's exciting and super interesting as we move forward and we deal with the constraints that we have with the increase in power and velocity of the need to build to accommodate this power, that coupled with the desire to have more sustainable energy, it's very clear that in order to reach our goals going forward, we're going to need to incorporate some part of natural gas into this solution. And it could be an incredible bridging fuel, and that was really what these companies were trying to get across. I think that there's a huge opportunity as well for reuse in this space.
No, and there's no doubt that, and it came up in the panel, where we need more AI because AI will help us generate some of the solutions, whether it's material science, whether it's around hydrogen, carbon molecule, whatever, right? So then worker productivity. Now, you spoke as well that, you know, this stuff is not that easy to do. You said there was 3 challenges around a lot of this. There was the leadership, there was the technological, and there was the economic. What do you mean by that?
Well, there was a question raised on the panel about public-private partnerships and how do we progress with some of these innovations that we're seeing. And from a leadership standpoint, it takes a lot to put your neck out there and to say we're going to try this as an organization. From an economic standpoint, it's about what is the business model, what is the ROI that we're going to need to have in place in order for us to be able to continue to do this and scale it beyond like a proof of concept, for example. And then I think the technological problem is both on the operations and the physical infrastructure as it is as well on the technology side. And right now we're seeing the information technology side moving so much faster than our abilities on the physical side. And we have to find a way to address that.
Now, in your closing comment, you spoke about we need more open innovation.
Yeah.
And more circular thinking.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I think that there's huge opportunity and really in thinking about the panel and the opportunity to use natural gas as this bridging fuel. There's also in the oil and gas industry, which produces a tremendous amount of water. And right now we're not doing anything with that water, and yet we have water shortages all over the world. So is there a way to use that water in a reuse fashion for cooling data centers, for example? And that's just one potential example. But I really think that if we come together as an open community on the technology side, we do so to share models that we've built. We do so to progress from an AI and a foundation model standpoint. I think we can do the same thing on the physical side of the house and really think about like what are the byproducts of all of what we're doing in the economy, and how can we do a better job of figuring out what the economic model might be in order to reuse it and then get those resources to where they need to be.
Now, it was a fascinating discussion because obviously there was the realization, look, we need more AI.
Yeah.
You spoke about, well, whether we need large language models, smaller language models, we can use different programming languages. There will be a lot of efficiencies in the AI technology in the data centers, but we still need more power.
Yeah.
But it was the way of kind of that joined up thinking about how, you know, the use case that AI will enable us may create better grid connections, may create better fuel, battery storage might be improved. So it's not an either or, it's a we must do it all, but we need to do it in the circular way, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that we're going to see, you know, as we progress forward, the success that we're going to have is largely due to almost the constraints that we have today.
True.
So how can we use that as an enabler as opposed to seeing it as a roadblock?
Interesting times ahead.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, thanks a lot. Take care.
Thanks, Kevin.